Now let us discuss the assignment answers. I hope all of you are writing the assignments in your classworks, children, or your homeworks. Okay, so please check the answers. Now the first main was fill in the blanks, which was very simple. The longer line in the symbol for a cell represents its positive terminal. So the longer line represents the positive terminal and the short line represents the negative terminal. The next one, the combination of two or more cells is called a battery. The next one, answer the following. What is electric current, or define electric current? So if you want to define electric current, you can define it as electric current is the flow of electrons in a conductor, or you can also write electron flow of charges in a conductor. Okay, and it is specifically negative charges, that is electrons. Symbols of electric components, which we studied in the last session. So children, you need to know how to draw these symbols. Please learn it and practice drawing. Connecting wires, you have just a simple line there. Switch in the off position, bulb, and switch in the on position. The next one was just to say whether the statement was true or false. To make a battery of two cells, the negative terminal of one cell is connected to the negative terminal of the other cell. That is false. So you'll say the negative terminal of one cell is connected to the positive terminal of the other cell. Or you can also say positive terminal connected to the negative. You will never have negative negative or positive positive connected together. There will be no flow of current then. Only if the negative is connected to the positive, then there will be flow of current. So I hope all of you could write all the answers for this assignment. Now in the last session, I had just stopped at the heating effect of electric current. Now we will continue the same topic here. So before that, I had just introduced the term heating effect of electric current, right? Now this heating effect of electric current is widely used in our day-to-day life. And the electric iron box, the kettle, the electric room heater, electric heater, etc. are all based, or all of these appliances work on this basic concept of heating effect of electric current. Okay, so these devices have made our lives much more easier. Okay, so here when an electric current is passed through a conductor, it generates heat due to the hindrance caused by the conductor to the flowing current. Okay, so have you understood? Now we have we have some device with us. Say for example, just take an example of a simple wire, copper wire or a nichrome wire, and you allow current to pass through it. After some time, when the current has passed through it and you touch it, you feel that it is hot, right? Now why do you feel that it has become hot? What do you think happens inside? So when there is flow of electric current through it, there is some resistance that is offered by this element or this piece of wire, due to which there is flow. And also you know that when current flows through, there is flow of electrons. So when there is this flow of electrons, this flow of electrons, or these electrons, collide with the atoms which are present in that wire, okay, and they start hitting each other. There is collision and there is transfer of heat, and there is transfer of energy, not heat, there is transfer of energy, due to which, because of that, they start vibrating in their places. The atoms inside that wire will start vibrating in its place, and then eventually heat is produced. Have you all understood? So this is why there is production of heat when current passes through a conductor. Have you all understood? So most of these appliances which we are going to talk about, say your heater or your electric iron box or your kettle, toaster, oven, all these appliances have a coil of wire called an element in it. That coil of wire is called an element. So when electric current flows through the element, it becomes hot and gives out heat. Have you understood? So it becomes hot and it gives out heat. So the amount of heat produced, so the amount of heat that is produced in a wire depends upon the type of the material, the length of the wire, and the thickness of the wire. Have you followed? So more heat is produced depending upon the material, depending upon the length. Larger or bigger the length, then naturally the amount of heat that may be produced may be more or lesser, and the thickness. So depending upon all the three, the amount of heat is dependent on these three things. Now let us talk about a few appliances which work on the heating effect of electric current. Now the first picture on your slide which you can see is the picture of the incandescent electric bulb. Okay. Now this electric bulb, first thing is when electricity passes through the electric bulb, you see that there is light, okay, and even if you touch the bulb, it is hot. So what do we say here? Energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but it can be converted from one form to another form. Am I right over here? So when electricity is passed through this bulb, the electrical energy gets converted into heat and light energy. Am I clear over here? I think you'll have understood this, right? So this incandescent bulb, inside that bulb, you can see the bulb right inside. Now inside it there is a thick metallic wire which is made of tungsten metal, and inside that bulb the environment is inert, or it is like vacuum inside, okay, with a neutral gas like argon. It's filled inside, okay. And what happens when current flows through this tungsten? Now tungsten is a metal which has a very high melting point, okay. It has a very high melting point, and as current flows through it, it becomes hot, becomes very hot, and then it starts glowing. Have you followed this? How the electric bulb works, how the heat is produced, and how light is produced. And there you have to remember the why you're using tungsten metal. Why don't you use copper? You could have used copper, you could have used aluminium. Why don't you use those metals? Why do you use only tungsten? Because tungsten has a boiling point of above 3000 degrees, okay. So because of that we use tungsten metal in that, okay. I think I'm clear over here. The next one is the electric iron, which all of you are very familiar with, right? Now in the picture you can see the base of the electric iron over there. Can you see that metallic part over there? Now that even inside the iron box you have this element or coil of wire. So this coil of wire becomes hot by the passage of electric current. So after it becomes hot, what happens? This heat is transferred to the metallic part of the electric iron box. Yes. So once it is passed to the heat is passed over to that metallic part of the iron box. Are you following? And it is transferred by which method? Do you remember? It is transferred by the method of conduction. So you have learned that, right? So by the method of conduction, it is passed to that metallic part, and that metallic part is used for ironing clothes after it becomes hot. Yes? Am I clear over there, children? Yes. The next one is your electric heater, which of course most of them don't use it these days. Now this electric heater which you see down over there is made of nichrome wire, which has very high resistance. Very high resistance. Because of which, okay, as current passes through this, that wire becomes hot. Why? Once it becomes hot, it starts to glow, and then this is used to heat cooking vessels. Now have you followed how these three appliances work on the heating effect of electric current? Very simple and just easy for you to understand. Now I think most of you have heard of this word, the electric fuse. Now what is an electric fuse? An electric fuse is an electric device which interrupts the flow of current in an electric circuit. Okay, it is installed in a circuit to stop the flow of excessive current. Now the first picture on the slide that is shown over there is the fuse which is used in your houses, and it is used in your houses, right, in buildings. And usually this fuse is directly connected to the main switch in your house. If you have noticed, if you have observed carefully, and this is connected in series with the main switch. So when there is any excess current that is flowing in the circuit, and this fuse, if it just goes off, yes, if it just goes off, the whole current in your house is switched off. Or when this happens, when there is excessive flow, so it's directly connected to the main switch in your houses. Now this fuse is usually a short piece of wire. So this is a short piece of wire which is an alloy which is made of tin and lead. Are you understanding? So it is made of tin and lead, and it has a very high resistivity and a very low melting point. It has a low melting point but very high resistance. It offers resistance to the flow of current. So this low melting point, why do you think it has low melting point? It has low melting point so that it melts due to the overheating of wires during high current flow. Did you understand, children? So these electrical fuses which are used in electrical circuits prevent the damage of electrical appliances in your house. Okay. Now in the second picture which you see over there, it is a picture of a miniature circuit breaker which we usually see in our houses these days. Now here they are used in place of these fuses. These are switches which automatically turn off. It will turn off automatically when the current in a circuit exceeds the safe limit. Are you understanding? So it just switches off. So You turn them on and the circuit is once again complete. Yes, and we also find fuses in certain appliances, especially if you have seen your UPS, if you have at home, you can see that small fuse which is used over there. And sometimes what happens when there is overload for your UPS, that is your batteries, UPS which works and current goes, what happens? This fuse goes off and then your UPS does not work. So these are the fuses, these are the different forms of fuses that we use. So have you all understood? So electric fuse is also another device which works on the electrical or heating effect of electric current. So till now we have studied about the heating effect of electric current, and you have understood the various appliances which work on the heating effect of electric current. Now the next concept which we are going to take up is the magnetic effect of electric current. Now what do we understand by telling magnetic effect of electric current? So here, when electric current flows through a wire, it behaves like a magnet. This is called magnetic effect of electric current. Now this is a very simple activity which you can also try at home. It's very simple. You just have to take a cardboard, if you have seen your matchbox, right? Empty matchbox, or else you can just take it and wind it with wire, let it be copper or any other wire. Okay, and below that gap which is there below the box, you can just keep a compass needle if you have at home, small one, and then you make a circuit of your own. Connect one end of the one wire end to the negative terminal, one wire end to the positive terminal, along with one bulb and a switch. Now when you switch this on, when you switch on the circuit, what happens? The compass needle over there below will deflect. Deflect means it will move. Okay. Next, when the switch is off, the compass needle will come back to its original position. Have you understood? So this shows that when electric current flows through a wire, it will behave like a magnet. Are you understanding, children? So this is the magnetic effect of electric current. And the next slide, I'll give you another example, which you can try that also at home. So now you have understood, when electric current flows through a current carrying conductor, it produces a magnetic field around it. And that is why what happens? The compass, yes, the magnetic needle shows a deflection. Shows a deflection means it moves, right? So that is because there is a magnetic field that is created around it. Now let us come to that next concept. What is the meaning of an electromagnet? So an electromagnet is an artificial magnet which produces a magnetic field around a conductor due to the passage of electric current through it. First point. The second point, the magnetic field will disappear when there is no current flowing through the conductor. Have you understood? Have you understood? Only when current flows, it behaves like a magnet, and once there is no current flow, it does not behave like a magnet. Are you following? So the small activity which you can try, see here, it's an iron nail over there, and the iron nail is wound. You take a piece of wire and just wind this wire around it, around the nail. Now then what you do, the two pieces of the wires, the two free ends of the wires, you connect to a battery. Okay, you connect near a battery, and what you can do is you can place few small pins near the nail at that bottom end, right? You can place some pins, some small pins near the nail at the bottom tip you can place, and then you switch it on. When you switch on, electricity will pass, right? When electricity is being passed, the iron nail becomes a magnet, correct? Yes or no? It becomes a magnet. Once it becomes a magnet, it will start attracting the pins near it. If you have placed small pins near it at the tip of the nail, if you have placed, the pins will get attracted towards that iron nail. Am I clear? So when this electric current is switched off, the nail will lose its magnetism, and the small pins will fall off. I think you can try doing this at home. It's a simple exercise. Try and do this activity at home, children. It will be really fun if you do it. Yes, you can see how the pins will hang on to the iron nail when current is passing, and when you switch it off, the nails will, the small iron pins will fall off from that nail. Now all of you are familiar with an electric bell. Now this electric bell has an electromagnet in it. Now carefully look at the picture below, which shows the circuit of an electric bell. It consists of a coil of wire wound on an iron piece. Okay, you can see that N and S written, that is a piece of iron around which wire is wound. Okay, and an iron strip with a striker. Can you see the striker over there? And that full thing is a strip of iron, and at the end you have the striker, and that striker is the one which will hit the bell over there. You can see the bell over there, right? And there is a contact screw near the iron strip. So when the iron strip is in contact with the screw, the current flows through the coil. Are you understanding? Yes. So when I switch on, or when I ring the bell, or when I switch on, what happens? There will be current flow. So when there is current flow in the piece of iron, it starts to behave like an electromagnet, or it behaves like a magnet. So in the process, what happens is the current flows through the coil and becomes an electromagnet. It then pulls the iron strip. So in that process, what happens? The striker will hit the bell. Correct? The striker will hit the bell to produce a sound. So when the electromagnet pulls the iron strip, what will happen to the circuit? It will break the circuit. It is pulling it. Are you understanding? See, you can see that contact place over there. So when the iron, that strip is pulled, the contact is broken, and there will be no flow of current. Are you understanding? So the current through the coil will stop flowing. Now, will the coil remain as an electromagnet? The coil is no longer an electromagnet. Okay, and it will not attract the iron strip over there. So the iron strip comes back to its original position and touches the contact screw. Now this will complete the circuit. Okay. Now the current flows in the coil, and the striker will strike the bell again, and this can be repeated. And this is how your bell rings. Have you all understood, children? I hope you all have understood how the electric bell rings. You carefully listen to the video 2 or 3 times, or you try to analyze the figure. Okay, so you will understand how the electric bell works. Now let us summarize the important points. When an electric current flows through a wire, the wire gets heated. It is the heating effect of current. Appliances that work on heating effect of electric current are electric heater, bulb, oven, electric kettle, fuse, etc. When electric current flows through a current carrying conductor, it produces a magnetic field around it. An electromagnet is an artificial magnet which produces a magnetic field on the passage of electric current through a conductor. Television, washing machine, motors, generators, etc. are devices which work on magnetic effect of electric current. Now try to write the answers for these questions. Take down this assignment and write it in your notebooks. Fill in the blanks. The safety device based on the heating effect of electric current is called dash. The filament of electric bulb is made of dash. Fuse wire is made up of an alloy of tin and lead which has low dash point. Now give 2 examples for the following. Appliances that work on heating effect of current. Appliances that work on magnetic effect of current. Answer the following. What is an electromagnet? What is heating effect of electric current? Now, hope you will be able to write the answers for this. Thank you, children.